This is the story of how I found my absolutely adorable Dalmatian baby named Devon. I had my first Dalmatian, Chloe Grace, and I lost her in December of 2010. And I was absolutely devastated. I was so upset. I swore I'd never get another dog. It was too hard. I couldn't replace her. And by Christmas, which was 3 weeks later, I was so lonely, I changed my mind. I had a little chat with Chloe one night, and I told her, Mommy needs another spotty best friend, and I asked her if she would help me find the perfect baby for me. So I did some research on breeders in my area, and I found one about 20 minutes from my house. And the reason I liked them was because they focus on temperament, and I really wanted, a nice, friendly dog. They had a litter of puppies at their house right then, and they were born on December 28th, 2010. And while I knew those puppies would already be spoken for, I wanted to meet the breeders and put a deposit down on their next litter. So they were really nice, and they invited me out to visit the puppies because they knew I needed my spotty fix. And I went over on a Saturday morning in early February. And of course I sat myself right down in the middle of the kennel, and I was getting crawled on by puppies and just having a great old time. And I was having a nice little chat with Ken and Eva, and one of the puppies actually crawled on my lap and just decided to take a nap. He's like, nope, I'm done, I'm taking a nap. And that was right when Eva told me that one of the other owners backed out, so there was actually a puppy available. I said, of course I want the puppy, and by the way, which one is it? And darned if it wasn't the puppy sleeping in my lap. It's like he knew I was going to be his mommy. He said, this is mine, other puppies, back off. And I brought my sister and my nephews back the next day so they could meet him too, because he was still way too young at 6 weeks old to come home. And of course they fell in love with him. Everybody loves Devon. And that was actually the day that I named him. I named him the day after I met him and several weeks before I brought him home. His official name is Proctor's Lord Devon Valentine. And his full name, which was actually too long for registration, is Proctor's Lord Devon Valentine of Stanaway. And there is a reason for that name. I don't have a reason for Devon. I just chose it because he's a Devon. It just suits him. Valentine is because his nose looks like a heart when he looks at you. And the Stanaway is actually from my grandfather. That's his middle name. And of course, Devon's too little to come home for a while, and I couldn't not see my baby. So luckily the breeders were nice enough to let me come visit him a couple times a week, and I was there often enough that he knew me. I would pull up, my car would pull up, and I'd walk in the house, and he'd come running, oh, mommy, mommy. It was so cute. And, I wanted to go over often enough, so when I brought him home, he'd be comfortable with me, and he wouldn't miss his brothers and sisters too much. So Devon finally came home on February 26th, 2011, and it seemed like forever, but it was really only a couple weeks after I met him. And, he was so happy from the minute he came into my house. He just plopped himself right down in the backyard. I think that was the first time he ever saw dirt, and he just made himself at home between the roses and started chomping on his bone in the sun, happy as could be. He took to everything right away. He was playing, he was eating, he was napping. He didn't miss his brothers and sisters at all. It was so sweet. And the cutest thing, every single time I sat down, he was in my lap. It's like, oh, mommy made a lap, I better sit down. It was just so sweet and so loving. And another thing about Devon, he is so curious. I've never seen such a curious puppy. One thing he's fascinated with is the laundry. He loves nothing more than watching the washing machine. It's just the craziest thing. And also, he's never met a rug or a bath towel that he didn't want to wrestle. He figures that my kitchen rug exists for him to wrestle into submission. It's actually quite funny, and he still does it to this day. He's a super friendly boy, which I'm thrilled with. He's never met a person or a dog that he didn't like. He loves toys. He's a toy fiend. And his favorite toy is a stuffing-free fox that we call Foxy. And we have to have several on hand because, we can't be without a Foxy. He can actually identify several of his toys by name. Like if you tell him, where's Foxy, or where's your blue ball, or where's Ellie, he'll actually find them and bring them to you so you can play with him. It's just the cutest thing. And honestly, I can't believe Debbie is 9 months old and that he's been with me for just over 7 months now. I can't imagine being without him, and I can't wait for what tomorrow will bring.